I'm East Coast Pete, and these are Better Than Ezra. They're an American alt-rock band from New Orleans, 1988. Ken Griffin on vocals and guitar, Tom Drummond on bass, Mike Jerome on drums, and Jim Payne Jr. on keyboards. They have 8 studio albums so far. All 4 members attended Louisiana State University. The band refuses to divulge the meaning of the name, but it may come from an Ernest Hemingway line in his memoir, A Movable Feast, when he describes a particularly annoying sound as no worse than other noises, certainly better than Ezra's learning to play the bassoon. Another theory is that the name, they used to be a nameless band. For some reason they didn't want to name themselves. But of course, you know the story. They enter a battle of the bands, and alongside another band, they have to come up with a name to differentiate themselves. Well, the other band that they were fighting with was named Ezra, so fans of the band refer to themselves as Ezraelites. Which one's true? Perhaps both, perhaps neither. Joel Rundle, the lead guitarist, died by suicide in 1990. The band, now a trio, continued to play frat houses across the southern U.S. in the early 90s. In 1993, the release of their debut LP titled Deluxe on its own indie label caught the attention of major labels and radio. And they signed with Elektra in 95, who re-released Deluxe. And the single Good is #1 on the modern hot rock tracks chart, pushing the album to platinum. And Travis Knabb replaced original drummer Terry Bon Ekraz. Their second album, Friction Baby, in 96, produced 2 more hits, Desperately Wanting and King of New Orleans. This album sold 500,000 units, but that's still less than Deluxe sold. Third LP, How Does Your Garden Grow, was considered experimental, and the single At the Stars charted to number 78, but Ezra was dropped by Elektra, and it hurt. They signed with Beyond Records. The band spent 18 months creating their 4th album, Closer, but the label went out of business in 2002, and Closer stayed out of print for years. McNabb left in 2009, replaced by Mike Jerome. Paper Empire went later that year. Taylor Swift covered Breathless at a charity benefit for Haiti after the hurricane in 2010. Ezra signed with The End Records to release their 8th album, All Together Now, in 2014. Crazy Lucky was the single, and it went to number 38 on the adult top 40 chart. Their music is described as wistful FM radio pop. The album went to number 43 on Billboard. And in 2018, BTE released a new single, Grateful. They are a very good band. I'm not sure who their audience is today, but they know how to play their instruments, and they know how to put together a song, and they know how to put together a show. So if you're down in New Orleans, actually maybe you should stay away from New Orleans until we get over this coronavirus thing. I understand New Orleans is going to be a hot spot because they had the Mardi Gras in January, and probably shouldn't have done that, but they did. So after this is all over with, if you get a chance, go on out and see this band. I think you'll be happy you did. See you soon.